Well, holy crap, guys. Hey there, welcome back to another video. So this time around, it was like a bombardment of news surrounding CDLs and English language proficiency to the point where I could not keep up. But there are some updates that are worth mentioning in a video for everybody to know. So let's go ahead and go through those updates, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. Ready? Let's go. So first we have Oklahoma, which passed a new bill, right? It wasn't introduced, it passed a new bill on Wednesday, which revolves around English language proficiency as well as foreign commercial drivers. And the reason we're going to talk about this one is because it's even stricter, way stricter than the one that Arkansas passed. So according to Overdrive, who dropped this story, and I'm going to quote this, under this new bill, a person who holds a non-domiciled CDL or a non-domiciled commercial learner's permit must also have on them a valid work visa and proof of citizenship in order to validate his or her identity while operating a commercial motor vehicle in or within the state of Oklahoma. So what kind of proof of citizenship does a person with a non-domiciled CDL need to provide? Either a passport or a naturalization certificate or a birth certificate. Again, this only applies to non-domiciled CDL holders. And if a company allows one of their drivers who do not have proof of citizenship while holding a non-domiciled CDL to pass through Oklahoma, that is right away up to $3,000 in fines if they get caught. But on top of that, even if you are a green card holder or a citizen of the United States and hold just a regular CDL, but cannot demonstrate English proficiency, bam, $3,000 fine as well. But this is not where it ends. If a non-domiciled CDL holder continues operating within the state of Oklahoma after being caught the first time for not having proof of identity, then it's counted as a misdemeanor if they're caught again, up to $1,000 in fines and up to 90 days in jail. So the question is, what happens if you get caught? Number one, you get put out of service right away. Number two, the carrier is notified of the location of the truck so that the carrier can send a driver who does meet Oklahoma's requirements, which means, yes, they do have to send a new driver to take possession of the truck, and they have to pay all the associated fines before they get their equipment back. And number three, and I'm going to quote this, if the commercial motor carrier is unable to either pay such a fine or present such a driver who meets the Oklahoma standards within 12 hours after notification, Oklahoma will contact the owner of the cargo and allow them to transfer the load. Now, I know there's going to be a question about this. Again, what is a non-domiciled CDL? I'm going to quote this. A non-domiciled CDL is a commercial driver's license or permit that is awarded to somebody who legally lives and works in the United States, but is not a permanent resident or citizen. So if you are able to work here but do not have citizenship or a green card, you most likely have a non-domiciled CDL. All right, next piece of news, a new bill was introduced. Hasn't been passed yet. It has just been introduced to the House that is going to codify English language proficiency. Now, this bill is going to be called the Connors Law, and it's named after, and I quote, Connor Zion, an 18-year-old killed in Florida in 2017 by a distracted truck driver unable to read warning signs alerting to upcoming traffic. So the question is, what does the draft of this bill that will be formally introduced next week look like? Well, it's quite simple. Basically, this bill says that in order to get a CDL, you must, and I quote, in addition to passing driving tests and being able to provide certification of successfully completing driver training, so the regular CDL testing, right? An individual must be able to read and speak the English language sufficiently to converse with the general public, understand highway traffic signs and signals in the English language, respond to official inquiries, and make entries on reports and records. I think we're going to know a little bit more next week about this bill when it's formally introduced, but for now it seems like what this bill aims to do is to prevent those who are not proficient enough in the English language to get a CDL. Basically, they will not be able to get a CDL without that proficiency if this bill becomes law. And finally, the last piece of news is based on a super short article that came out on May 20th by FreightWaves, and honestly, when I read it, it shocked the crap out of me, even though I know that many of you have been theorizing that this is actually what is going on. Adam Wingfield, he is a trucking industry expert. He analyzed some FMCSA data and found that about 4% of truckers operating on US highways are operating without a CDL at all. No CDL, nothing, zip, zilch. Now my question is how? How does this happen? How do these people manage to operate without a CDL and kind of fall through the cracks? Okay, I can understand how a fake myth, the driver shortage myth, right? How that, because it has been repeated, this lie has been repeated over and over and over again for many, many years, I can understand how that would make some lower their CDL standards in order to battle a non-existent problem. I guess they don't know that it doesn't actually exist. But darn, no CDL when operating a beast of a vehicle. I don't understand how this happens. Number one, how do you continue operating without getting caught? And number two, who is the carrier who is allowing you to operate if you are, leased onto a carrier or you are a company driver? Who is the carrier who is saying, yeah, okay, no CDL, no problem? Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. Again, lots of news were coming out, so I wanted to quickly share it with you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend or start to your long weekend. Happy Memorial Day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep learning. See you in the next video.